One of the things that most people ask me is, Mikki, you tell me what I need to eat. What do I not need to eat? How do I get through? How do I navigate the grocery store? We're going to be showing you this week some of the common foods that all Americans have in their pantries, but unfortunately are actually sabotaging their health and their weight loss efforts. So we have a few things here that we pulled out of an all-American family's pantry. Let's take a look at some of the ingredients that we talked about in the pamphlet that you've already received, the top 14 ingredients that are sabotaging your health and your weight loss efforts. Okay, so let's take a look at one of the common freezer foods that we pull out of the freezer just for a quick meal, but unfortunately that 5-minute meal is actually taking years off of your life. Let's take a look at the label here and let me show you some of the ingredients that we mentioned in the pamphlet about how it's really sabotaging your health. So take that extra 3 to 5 seconds when you're at the grocery store and read the label. That's why we can read, so that we can educate and inform ourselves, right? So you want to make sure that you're staying away from ingredients like soybean oil, okay? Soy is genetically modified in the United States. Over 90% of soy produced by Monsanto is actually engineered to produce its own pesticide. So you're eating a plant that actually colonizes your own DNA to create pesticides inside of your body. Very dangerous. So just one example of one ingredient on here. So we also have white meat chicken, soy protein. We have non-fat dry milk, polysorbate 60. We have a number of different, we have modified whey, we have wheat flour, soybean oil, twice on here actually. So these are all some of the things that we talked about in the pamphlet that you really need to stay away from. Why? Because chicken is filled with hormones and antibiotics. And a lot of people are unaware that chickens are actually fed an arsenic-based feed to kill salmonella. So if you're going to be eating animal protein, as we talked about in week 1, you want to make sure that it's grass-fed, it's hormone-free, and it's organic. It's very important. You want to stay away from genetically modified soy. The only soy that's acceptable in your diet is going to be a fermented soy, and that's going to be in the form of miso or a tempeh. And we'll talk more about that in additional videos. So let's move along here. This is a standard health drink that most people are probably reaching for on a daily basis. This is a fruit and protein natural juice blend. Again, let's take a look at the ingredient label. The first thing that we have is soy flour, filtered water, and as we just mentioned, soy is not good for the body. A, because it's genetically modified, produces its own pesticide, but number 2, it's highly estrogenic. And recent studies show, it's no secret, that high estrogen levels in the body actually facilitate cancer cells. So you want to stay away from those estrogenic foods and estrogenic chemicals that may lead to cancer later on in life. So you have to be diligent now so that you're not paying for those mistakes in the future. So let's continue to go down the line here. We also have a juice blend. We have natural flavors. Let's pick those apart for a second. A juice blend. That could be any number of fruits and vegetables they put in here, again, that have been sprayed with pesticides, or could be genetically modified fruits and vegetables as well. So unless it says non-GMO, or unless it actually says organic, you need to stay away from it. Natural flavors, they can actually put up to 30,000 different chemicals in your food without even having to tell you what it is. So you want to stay away from artificial as well as natural flavors as well, okay? Let's take America's favorite breakfast drink, orange juice. Unfortunately, orange juice is actually not good for you. It's very high in sugar, it's very acidic. A better alternative would be to enjoy organic orange juice that you squeezed yourself on occasion. And we're meant to enjoy those foods very few and far between, because the foods that we're meant to enjoy less are the ones that take the most work to make, like French fries and orange juice. You have to squeeze those things to make them. So if you can do the work, you should be able to enjoy them on occasion. But you want to stay away from processed, pasteurized orange juice. It has a lot of sugar. This is 26 grams of sugar per serving. The average serving in this particular container is 8 ounces. Most Americans are drinking a minimum of 16 ounces of orange juice in the morning. So you're getting over 56 grams of sugar per day, okay? Let's take a look at some condiments and some of the things that you really need to be aware of, just how dangerous these condiments can be for your health. All-American barbecue sauce. The first thing that you're looking for is, what is the sugar content? This has 10 grams of sugar just for a small tablespoon. Again, sugar feeds disease. So you want to eradicate sugar. We talked about week 1 that using agave syrup and stevia is definitely a better alternative. Tomato paste. Unfortunately, a lot of tomatoes are genetically modified actually with the gene of a salmon. Who knew? But that's actually what's going on with tomatoes today. So you want to stay away from genetically modified conventional tomatoes. Another thing that you're looking for, a secret kind of code word here for GMO, is cornstarch. Corn, like soy, is one of the major crops in America that is genetically modified, and you want to stay away from that because it grows its own pesticide, it colonizes your own DNA to produce that Bt toxin inside of you. So be very diligent in staying away from these hidden saboteurs and these hidden ingredients like cornstarch. Again, there's natural flavor, like I mentioned before, that's up to 30,000 different ingredients that they can put in here. And then caramel color. Dyes are very dangerous. They have been linked to a number of different neurological disorders, depression, ADHD, autism. Stay away from anything that's artificially colored. Let's take a look at coffee creamer. We all love a cup of coffee in the morning, but unfortunately, this is not the best alternative for sweetening or flavoring your coffee. Your best alternative is going to be a coconut milk or an almond milk, and they actually make delicious flavor options for stevia. You can get vanilla stevia and toffee and chocolate. You mix those two together and you have your own coffee creamer that's healthy. So let's take a look at this and see why is this not healthy, Mikki? Well, unfortunately, this is a cocktail chemical nightmare, is what we're looking at. So the first ingredient is sugar, okay? So this has 6 grams of sugar for 1 small tablespoon. Most Americans are putting anywhere from 8 to 10 tablespoons of coffee creamer. So you just ate 60 grams of sugar in your coffee without even realizing it. Secondly, again, natural and artificial flavors. These are very dangerous to your body. Our body wants natural, whole flavors and foods that are found in nature. It does not need to come out of a lab. Your body is going to fight off those things, so you really need to be very diligent in making sure that you're not eating anything that says artificially flavored. Another thing that we're looking at here is sodium caseinate and carrageenan. Those are preservatives, but they're also oftentimes hidden code words for MSG. And MSG is also known as monosodium glutamate. And MSG is a very dangerous excitotoxin. It actually kills brain cells, and it actually makes you crave it more. So again, when you eradicate a lot of these foods and some of the hidden chemicals in them, you eradicate your cravings, because the food additives and the preservative systems that are in a lot of these foods are actually making you crave these bad foods. I'm Mikki Douglas, and we will see you on the next video.